Welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm Subponicate Poster, and we're continuing on with Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts today. After we talk to Liliana, this door opens up, and we have access to an entirely new area of the palace. This is the trophy room, and we can't get in there just yet, but we will soon. There's a lot of plaques and statues and things with little entries on them. None of them are particularly interesting.
We are not serving drinks. Bother someone else.
How rude. But of course, we just go stand over here and listen into them anyway.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
Solus is over chilling in the corner. Let's talk to him.
I do adore the heady blend of power, intrigue, danger, and sex that permeates these events.
You seem more comfortable with a Grand Orlesian ball than I'd have expected.
I have seen countless such displays in my journeys in the Fae. The powerful have always been the same. Only the costumes change.
Have you seen anything useful?
No, sadly. I do not have the look of one of the elven servants, or I might well be invisible. I wonder how masked men live their lives without ever seeing that servants have an entire society of their own. If you want to find something useful, I would pay attention to what the servants do.
Have you encountered any trouble with the nobles?
The Orlesians do not quite know what to make of me. I have kept to myself, for fear of giving them some purchase to cling to. The food and drink are excellent, however, and the servants have been happy to refill my glass.
Well, it sounds like he's having a good time.
And well.
Interesting.
Let's see if we can pick anything up.
Well, that's useful.
Gaspard is...
And again, there's a ton of these things in this area.
Well, that's useful.
And there's a whole bunch of little codex entries on Orlesian theater. I'll be grabbing most of them. Some of them I'll get off camera. Blah, blah, blah.
There must be something here.
And it's a Caprice coin. Whoop-de-doo. We'll go talk to the Duke here.
Well, well, the Inquisitor. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. How curious.
I didn't know the Grand Duke was your nephew.
He's my brother's eldest boy. Always a difficult child, Gaspard. Never listened, never did what he was told. He was raised a prince. All his life we told him he would be emperor. It was his destiny, his duty. What else should he do with his life if not fight for his destiny?
Now, you can ask more questions, but if you be unsubtle about it, you'll lose court approval, so we're just going to ignore those two.
Another time, my lord.
Maker, that wine stain is never coming out.
I don't think that's wine, lady.
Inquisitor Llewellyn, don't head into the servants' wing if you've had your neck. Not one else gone in there tonight and come out again.
Our man was supposed to make a pickup in the garden hours ago. Bastard's likely dead by now.
And that's interesting because if you're not an elf, you have to do the let them walk off and eavesdrop, but they just tell us straight up that there's some weird shit going down.
I heard the Inquisition was here.
No, we're not.
You're too gullible.
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
Awfully selfish of this filly, running off to play and leaving you with all the work.
I've half a mind to inform the Dowager. That would teach him to shirk his duties to roll some elven maid. Tonight of all nights, leaving me to convey Gaspard's death threats to the Council. Wonderful timing, Philippe. Thank you for listening to me rant. You are too kind, Inquisitor.
And we get a nice boost there for sympathizing with him and Philippe being a jerk.
Did you hear what Gaspard said to Duke Germain? His own uncle.
Germain bore his nephew's spite better than the rest of the council. Did you see that panicked attaché roaming about?
Thank you, Divine Justinia. Yes, that's the same voice actress.
Well, well. What's this?
So all these people are going into the servants' area, and no one's coming out. You can scale over here. Later on there will be intel, which we will come back for.
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
The Duchess has asked for too many. I can't carry them all.
There's fucking blood everywhere.
My lady! My lady Inquisitor!
May we have a word? It is very important.
The Empress has sent us with a message for you. How can I be certain this message is from the Empress?
We three wear the masks of House Valmont.
They signify that we are public faces of the Empress.
They are also extremely fashionable. I'm always honored to hear from Her Majesty.
Oh, she is the honored one, Inquisitor.
Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in her holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
That's not very subtle.
That's a generous offer.
The Empress believes wholeheartedly that the Inquisition is our best hope for peace in these difficult times.
She looks forward to cementing a formal alliance.
As soon as Gaspard is out of the way.
But we have taken enough of your time.
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
And we're out in the garden area. A little bit of stuff to do here.
Did you need something?
Oh no, not at all. Another Holodor there.
Interesting.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
And they've left a lot of evidence,
And that
Jesus.
elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
And here's a red Jenny stash. And a little bit of loot.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
And that circle is rare because you get 2 pieces of intel out of it. More shit.
What were they doing in the western approach? It's a wasteland.
And they were summoning a demon army. And this is where you use your caprice coins. You hit X, it tosses it in the fountain, and you gain back a little bit of approval. It can be helpful. We're going to do something very unsubtle here. I'm surprised nobody notices or says anything, but we're going to shimmy up the wall. We're going to get to an area that we're not supposed to be in. Oh no. And I think this is where people doing this mission may kind of start to panic, because you have to go to these areas, but the longer you spend in them, the more court approval you lose. So a lot of people feel like they're in a pressured rush to get through these areas, and you're really not. You can get an immediate boost to your approval, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. When you come back. And also, another thing that many people may not realize is that once you go to an area that you have to for whatever reason, you leave, go back to the party, whatever, you can come back at any time as long as you haven't completed the mission. Hala statue. And some intel up here on the end. This is where we want to go. You can see our court approval counting down. Office in there we need to go into. There's also this area, which is the library. We're not going to head in here just yet. We'll come back later for that. Lady M.
That's the bell. I should get back to the ballroom.
And this is a puzzle. It's really easy. Coming out the door, go to the left, light the urns in order, front to back. And then the other side exactly the same way, front to back. And it opens up a secret passage. We get some free stuff out of it.
That would be the second bell. Fashionably late now.
And when you hear that second bell, you notice we just got a big old boost to our approval. So when the bell rings, don't rush. Just wait a little bit for the second one, and you'll automatic boost to approval. And we got that confusion grenade recipe, which is pretty fun. I'll upgrade it, and I'll be using it in future videos.
Gaspar is wasting his time. Nothing he does.
I heard the Inquisition was here.
Well, well, what have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the faith, delivered from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
This is Morrigan. She was a major character in Origins.
We may never know. Courtly intrigues and all that.
Such intrigues obscure much, but not all. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane.
Oh, so this is the blood magic person.
I've been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I don't know. Do we?
You are being coy.
I'm being careful.
Not unwise, here of all places. Allow me to speak first, then. Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
You left Celine alone. Is that wise?
I must return to her anon, but she is safe enough, for the moment. 'Twould be a great fool who strikes at her in public in front of all her court and the Imperial Guard.
What's your interest in protecting Empress Celine? Are you her bodyguard?
Do I seem a bodyguard to you? If anything were to happen to Celine, eyes would turn first to her occult advisor, even if they knew otherwise. There are sharks in the water, and I will not fall prey to them. Not now, not ever.
Ah yes, Morrigan's unselflessness comes through
Why
again.
did you kill the agent? He might have had useful information.
I would not have slain the man on sight had he not attacked me first. Why? Undoubtedly I caught him in an illicit act. I did not know from whence he came until after the battle, and regret only that I could not capture him alive. What intentions the Imperium has here, I suspect you know far better than I.
Briala's people are whispering about disappearances in the servants' quarters. This key may lead there.
The ambassador does have eyes and ears everywhere, does she not? Proceed with caution, Inquisitor. Enemies abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
We can go back in the ballroom, but no reason. We're gonna go head on down to the servants' quarters and see what's going on down there.
This could be worth checking out.
And you start off with default weapons and your formal attire, so open your inventory and suit up.
What fully qualified arsehole stops to kill a cook?
There we go.
Must be the elves Briala's people are looking for.
Whoever did this ought to be down here somewhere.
So, we're here in the servants' quarters. There are fucking dead people, well, dead elves everywhere. And there's a Hala statue on this rafter. And fuck whoever put it up here, because it's hard to get to. That was like 2 minutes of jumping I had to cut out to reach that fucking thing. There's no obvious prompt when you're standing underneath it, and you have to time it during a jump. Yep, dead. And I wandered around here for a minute like an asshole, because I was sure there was something to get. And there is. There's a Hala statue over on the left side, which I didn't pick up. I'll come back for it later, off camera.
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
This guy's way too fancy to belong down here. What's his story?
The crest
I think
of the
we found
Chalon
Philippe.
family. Duke Gaspard will answer for this.
Time to have a word with the Duke.
Venatori agents!
Ah, so that's why none of the servants are returning.
The Venatori were watching this approach. They're organized.
And there's a fair amount of gold just laying around. We get a couple of pieces of Fade Touch stuff out of this particular side area. Nothing super good, but never hurts. Okay. Oh, can't go through there. Bit of a history lesson. So it seems that Orlais has been a den of backstabbing since its very inception.
Watch out!
And this is a very important door. This is the vault. We're short one Hala statue, so we're gonna go and pick one up and come back.
Fancy meeting you here. Inquisitor Llewellyn, slumming in the servants' quarters with the rest of your people, for once. We haven't been properly introduced, have we? I'm Ambassador Briala.
Impressive shot, Ambassador.
Welcome to the Imperial Court, friend. This is our diplomacy at work. You cleaned this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. But you've beaten me to it. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
Nope.
Gaspard killed him, I think. The knife has a Shalom crest on the hilt.
I knew it. I knew he was smuggling his chevaliers. But killing a council emissary? Bringing Tevinter assassins into the palace? Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Well...
He's behind this. He was too easygoing for a man plotting treason.
Don't let his charm blind you. He's Orlesian. That smile is his mask. I misjudged you, Inquisitor. You might just be an ally worth having. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
You know how to make a sales pitch, Ambassador. I'll give you that.
I do, don't I? I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it could prove advantageous to us both. Just a thought.
More politics and double-dealing. Is there anyone here who is not corrupt?
Call it politics
No.
or game or whatever. That's personal hate. Ha.
And here's a Hala statue. So now we can go and open the other door. Get our Fade Touch stuff that we couldn't pick up during a cutscene. And another codex entry over here. Well, he sounds like a fun guy. And now come back to the vault. And this is what we want out of it that's very important.
The Empress can't give up her pretty things.
We're going for a particular outcome here, and you'll need that locket in order to make it happen. We're so high above everything here that we're not picking up anything particularly useful other than the confusion grenade. Now, you find a couple of open windows, and as before, sometimes you can go out and get to a spot that you couldn't normally get to. This one doesn't have anything particularly interesting at all. This is the way Briala went. We're going to go this side because there's a shitload of gold. I guess that hurt. Come back over here, and there's an area to get to with some stuff. Hala statue. And you see our court approval's ticking down, but we're still in the mid-50s, and there's a way to make up pretty much any deficit that you have coming up here in a bit in the next video. So again, don't panic. If you're feeling rushed, just get the important stuff and then come back later, because if you come back to an area, the approval degrades much slower.
We are in your debt, Inquisitor.
This is the exit over here, so we're gonna head on back to the main part of the palace. And we're magically back in our dress uniform again.
Interesting.
Is it true what they say? You're the Inquisitor, are you not? We heard stories of your accomplishments.
I'd wager I have better tales than anything you've heard.
I told you, Philippe.
Not everyone fights an archdemon and lives to tell. It's an inspiration.
We're gonna get these guys to bugger off so we can get in the trophy room.
Commander Cullen could give you all the details of that battle. He's in the ballroom.
Really? But I shouldn't leave my post.
You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, the world is coming to an end. If we don't hear this story now, we'll never have a chance.
You're right. Thank you, Inquisitor. Let's go.
And they piss off, and now the trophy room is open.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
More intel. And some shit to blackmail Gaspard with. And a Hala statue. And here's the most important thing in the trophy room. Not the Caprice coin. Over here on the wall. Let's see what the plaque says. Yep, that's a Krogan head. Best Easter egg. And that's gonna do it for this episode of Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm Subponicate Poster. Join us again next time for more palace intrigue.